Hi friends, welcome to the Share Report. Long time no chat. So I have had a very unique journey myself, so I have not been filming very much, but I hope to be filming a little more in the future, Lord willing. But I wanted to dive right into this video and talk about the terminology mainstream media. So we hear that word consistently spoken. Oh, mainstream media. They say this, they do that, or mainstream media, they're promoting this, or mainstream media this or that. One thing I wanted to say is, let's stop calling it mainstream media because it's not mainstream media. Let's dissect the word mainstream. So main means like that is the ultimate place where everyone goes. And everyone's streaming in this main spot. Think about Main Street, the center of town where everyone goes. It's the number one spot. It's on number one street, the main street. So when people say mainstream, think of number one spot, everyone's heading there. So let's stop calling it mainstream and call it something different. So we're gonna call it corporate owned media from now on. The reason why I say let's stop calling it Main Street is, for instance, our favorite guy, Tucker Carlson, who was released or fired from one of these corporate owned media stations. He, during that time when he was in that corporate owned media station, his views were 3.5 to 4 million views. And that was very high for someone, especially in today's time frame. A competitor would rarely get that. They maybe get under 1 million views per night, okay? So whenever Tucker went over to what is actually where a lot of people are going to, we won't call it mainstream, but we're gonna call it what they say alternative media, where a lot of people are heading to, like Twitter, Instagram, even YouTube, places of that sort. Those are where a lot of this generation is heading towards, even TikTok, believe it or not, as much as TikTok is just not my cup of tea. But mainstream media is dead. No one's going towards these alphabet channels anymore. Maybe your grandparents are, or our great grandparents are looking at what they call mainstream media. But the new media now is YouTube and all the ones that I just named. YouTube, Twitter. Tucker Carlson, his views now are 6 million and more views per night, and it's even reached to 100 million views. So if you do a comparison to what they call mainstream, you can see that that is not mainstream anymore. More people are going to what they call alternative. Hence why they're trying to silence and shut down accounts like Twitter and censor people who are not in the mainstream, what they call mainstream organization, or these corporate owned media stations. That's why they try to, I've uploaded a video before and got an email saying that they took it down because it violated their rules, but I was speaking truth, it was facts. So they're trying to silence me because this is actually where a lot of people go for information. Not talking about my numbers, but let's say for instance, Candace Owens, she has a large following. Lots of people look at her, view her stuff. I can think of plenty other people who bring wonderful information. That's where people are going to get their news, not from these alphabet corporate owned channels. So I wanted to bring that to your attention and just have you think about it, that it's no longer mainstream. Mainstream media is dead. It's actually called corporate owned media because corporations run the show. If you look at all these alphabet channels, you'll see brought to you by a company starts with a P and an F. Brought to you by the company starts with the P and F. This is sponsored by the company with the P and F on the first 2 letters, P and F. So you can see that it's corporate owned media and not mainstream. Another example is, think about it. Before television, people would gather around, sit at the radio with their family, and they would listen to the radio. Once TV came along, now hardly anyone listens to the radio for their news. Hardly anyone. They went to the TV for their news. So everything, these mainstream, what they call mainstreams, are being replaced by something different. So mainstream media, which is now corporate-owned media, is dead. So I want you guys to think about that and just throw that out there. And thanks so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, I hope to be making some more videos pretty soon. And I'll also try to share my journey as well. It's kind of a long one, but thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next video.